Thank you.
Thank you.
That was amazing.
Oh,
Gorgeous.
so
Gorgeous.
Incredible.
Every time,
yes.
out of the park every time.
Definitely
Yeah.
incredible.
Awesome.
So
Totally
incredible.
amazing.
So amazing. Oh my gosh. Wow. It's like the words in that song of, I'm looking for the leader, and the leader is me. That's each of you. That's me. That's, our religion. We are the leaders. And so I wanted to, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sara Baxter. I got into Scientology in San Francisco, and I was staff for 23 years at the San Francisco Mission. And my first foray into the Ideal org, Ideal USA, was reluctant. I'm gonna be really honest. Timothy and I, my husband, we were reluctant. We were like, what does that have to do with us? We're mission staff members? What? Can you explain that to us? And then we got in, and we started going to the events, and we were there when some of the names for the statuses got labeled like humanitarian, and we were one of the first humanitarians, along with a whole bunch of people who are on this call tonight. And we started a movement. It was not comfortable. It wasn't always as fun as we're having now. And it's so great to be here now. 17 years later, almost 17 years later, we opened San Francisco. San Francisco, for those of you who don't know, is the first Ideal org that actually fundraise every dime from the field. And I'll tell you that when we moved to Flag, I thought, oh my God, whew, no more Ideal orgs. Woo! All right. Because California wasn't done. And we had Silicon Valley. We had, we had various things that we knew were going to come up on the plate. Well, then we have these friends here at Flag, crazy friends, who are like saying, yeah, let's like do this event for this org in Orlando. It's like, really? And then Kay Champagne sits down with us and said, yeah, we're going to have the Flag Alliance. And these are the orgs that we have to do. And I literally was like, sure, right, whatever. You guys didn't get to do your own Ideal org. So we've done it. So you guys continue doing what you're doing. But lo and behold, these people are so incredibly theta, the winter eggs and the Boschoffs, as you know. Kay Champagne was hugely influential in our lives, getting us to play this game. And now we're in it. We're in it like, I forgot, 21 or 22 humanitarians later. And I'll tell you, I just want to backtrack just for a second about what San Francisco being Ideal means to me personally. And what I want you to know is that I'm OT8 and my husband's on OT7. His name is Timothy. And we have 2 great kids. But without the group in San Francisco, Timothy's body probably wouldn't have lived. It is because of the staff and the fact that San Francisco was Ideal, and that we had an incredible senior CS, which is Steve Latch, and because the OES was Wendy Nagley. Flag released the PC folder to the San Francisco org, and Wendy came every day. And at first, it was all done in bed. Then he sat on the edge of the bed. And then she got him into a chair. And then she got him to walk across the room. And eventually he was sitting in a PC chair and he was holding the cans. And the exact spiritual why of what was happening blew with the magic of Scientology. And without the ideal org, that wouldn't have happened. I can tell you that Timothy would be in a new lifetime, but this is part of what we fight for. We want everyone in the world to have the opportunity to be touched by an ideal org. And that is for a mission staff member who comes to train, to the public from a mission who comes to do their training or go clear or whatever it is. The ideal org is the genesis of where that all goes. You see the events where Mr. Miscavige has these really cool graphics where you have the ideal org and then you have the arrows that go out and to missions, to field groups, to, our 3D campaigns. Well, it's no bullshit. It is, and I know that each one of you are on this call. 415 of you are on this call. Oh my God, amazing. Know this, but I wanted to take this opportunity, being your host, to reorient you to the miracles, the tiny miracles, the people who would not be saved if it wasn't for us. And that brings me to the idea of what's happening now. The SPs have, in fact, on the time track, been very, very successful with illness, epidemics, plagues, things that take people out, kill their bodies, destroy communities, close beautiful cities like Venice. Let's just take one example. With that, I want to remind you that it's not working this time. The numbers have to even, in my opinion, be falsified to make this seem as dangerous as they want. And do you know the only difference between the past when they tried this is us? It's all of you. It's our orgs. We're the only difference. It's the amount of OTs that we have. It's the amount of solo knots auditing hours that we're doing, which are amazing. How many people we're getting up the bridge, but it all stems from this very strong foundation the chairman of the board has wisely, given us, and that is, he's given us the landlord office, all of the expertise. He's given us this cookie cutter, beautiful. It isn't cookie cutter in terms of that it's not awesome. It's orgs that we can add water and mix, and they're beautiful. They're stunning. The products are stunning. And it is the personal stories. It's the personal lives that we're saving. We are not doing this for beautiful buildings. We're not doing this for ourselves. We're doing this for every single person who's never had real help, who's never had the truth. That was certainly me before I got into Scientology, and my friends at the San Francisco Mission who are still, doing this cycle as well. Where would I be? Where would each of you be without the org or the mission that you first walked into? And now we're going bigger, broader, everything you ever wanted, everything you always said, And we're giving this to L. Ron Hubbard. This is our exchange back. And we are flowing power to chairman of the board by being a part of this group, by saying no and disagreeing with what the SPs want, and that's cutting comm lines, having us stay inside, don't do it. Look what you guys have done. I'm so flipped out with the production. I was talking to Sita. She was telling me everything that's getting done since the closure and the Zoom and the advent of the Zoom events. And, you know, I'm kind of like, you know, touch the people, hug everybody. If you know me, that's me. And I wasn't certain. And anyway, I was always like, next week, it'll be over. You know, not next week. Okay, June 1st, for sure, we'll be back in the Flag Auditorium. Well, it's not happening. We're in the middle of July. We're headed towards August. And what we're doing is we're being OT. What this is, with 423 participants right now, we are disagreeing, and we're coming up with a brand new affluence attainment. And this is working, and this is going to work more. And one of the things is that tonight, you're going to have experienced this historical event, highest ever's. Incredible message is coming any minute now from Tom Cummins. That who are you going to tell? How many emails tomorrow are you going to put out saying, wow, if you missed this, let's figure out how Tom's message can be replayed throughout the week. You know, let's you guys are already being incredibly productive and creative. And now we have to do this even more. This is the time, orders of magnitude, things have to get done, because for the foreseeable future, this is our medium. And look, it's working and it's amazing. And we are showing how OT we really are. And I just want to tell you, thank you, really honestly. Thank you for what you do, what you've continued to do, for all the orgs that you've opened, for being here to have an ideal USA and open the remaining orgs. It's a shoulder-to-shoulder effort. It is you guys who are making the difference. It's you guys who are making it where the coronavirus, COVID-19, isn't really becoming something like the past, where it actually destroys millions of people. It's not happening, but it's because of you guys, each one of you, and your friends, and the staff members at your orgs, and the staff from chairman of the board and RTC. My heartfelt thanks that he has given us this perfect Scientology world with the perfect LRH, and I just can't wait. I don't know about you guys. I can't wait to hear his first live event.
Yeah.
I can't wait to hear what he has to tell us, right? And don't miss the fact that between the landlord and chairman of the board, there might not be too much space. And so tonight, what we do will be, he will know. And the chairman of the board is going to get this really strong, very loud, very uptone, very tone 40 acknowledgement for everything he does for us, we are complying with his ask, and that is for an ideal world. And we have to begin with the USA. And I love you all, and I really, really, really appreciate that you're here. And I want to end my little portion here with a quote. And it kind of tells you why what I said is true, because it comes from LRH. And it's from the Ability Congress, 31 December 1957, Responsibility, How to Create a Third Dynamic. Responsibility. What would happen if you were willing to take responsibility on a much broader sphere? If you were willing to take responsibility for others than yourself, and you had no conquering fear of atomic bombs, you had no great fear of other things, of political upsets, of inflation, or something of the sort, and you were taking responsibility for other people. Well, if you were willing to do that, I'm afraid that you would spread a mantle over these people, which would protect them too. To LRH.
Thank you, Sarah.
Beautiful.